I have to warn you, this video may suck, because seeing these bags on the screen doesn't do them justice. It's something I needed in my hand to feel, so welcome to the leather bag video. I spent some time with this commuter bag from Thursday Boots and Manhattan Backpack from Andar, and today I'll talk about what I liked, what I'd change, and why these have a special place in my collection. Most bags I've used put function over style. I really like the unique and innovative features that companies can design. I'm nerdy like that. But there's a whole realm of bags like these that I'd call statement pieces, and leather is my material of choice for these type of bags. I'd equate them to like a nice suit. It's probably not meant for every day, but it's something to bust out when you're feeling fancy. And I'll start with this commuter bag from Thursday Boots. It's a traditional briefcase style bag that's still casual enough to use every day, but I did find it fit best in a more professional setting because of that leather, especially if you're in a job that requires more formal clothes. I chose this matte black color to keep that professional look, but if you're familiar with Thursday Boots stuff, you know what to expect with plenty of color options. And we'll start with the look and materials. This specific color shows the different finishes of leather used to give some style. It's also a pretty heavy bag because of all that leather. The body is matte finish that is accented by the shinier finish in areas that needed reinforcement, like on the straps, and on the bottom, and on the holders on the sides. This gave some extra protection as well as a little style. There's brass hardware everywhere that is coated black, like here and here. And this part is metal on metal, and I'm curious to see if this scratches off that black finish over time. That would really be a bummer. The only place the hardware isn't coated is these feet at the bottom, which makes sense because those are meant to wear. And to round it out, it has these super oversized zippers with leather pulls, all black of course, and these two tabs to grip when you open the zipper. And it's just really nice build quality and materials. The look is rugged and traditional with this classic rectangular boxy shape, which I want to know your thoughts on. I get why Thursday Boots went with the rectangle shape, but honestly, I hope they release a more modern, streamlined version in the future that looks a little less boxy, but that's just my personal preference. This color in particular was very versatile, and I mostly wore it with chinos and an Oxford shirt or a sweater for work, but I could see it pairing with something even more formal. Funny story, I went to my first ever job interview dressed in a suit and a leather messenger bag, only to realize that I was an overdressed fool because it was a company where everyone dressed casual. The shoulder strap is also leather and attaches with these at the end. The straps were a bit stiff out of the box, but like all leather, it softened up over time and becomes more flexible. And that didn't affect the comfort out of the box, as it was plenty comfortable. Opening up the bag, the front has a zip pocket that is this whole panel where I usually kept chargers. And in the main area, the material is micro suede that feels almost identical to the leather outside of this color. Organization is pretty light. There's two pockets and a pen holder, and the pockets are pretty flat, so it's probably best for a phone, some cables, or a hard drive, but definitely not enough room for my mouse. On this panel, there's another flat zip pocket for pens, and a really nice laptop sleeve that holds a 16-inch laptop. It has thick padding that's more plushy instead of dense like most modern bags, but it does not have a false bottom, which is a pretty big miss in my opinion. Sure, the bottom of the bag is padded, but a raised bottom to suspend the laptop off the ground is basically standard in almost every bag nowadays because it actually works. And as you can see, compared to a modern bag, organization is pretty minimal, but it makes up for lack of features with its durability and really nice look. I honestly wanted to keep it in nice condition, so it definitely wasn't an everyday carry for me, though it could be. So overall, I really like this bag, even if it was a bit heavy. Okay, and moving on to the second bag, this is the Manhattan Backpack from Andar. A backpack is more casual than a briefcase, so for once, I didn't go with the black color. Starting with the look and materials, it's made of premium, full-grain oil wax leather, which is a lot softer and more flexible than the leather on the Thursday Boots bag. Leather is such a cool material because it has all these different colors and finishes, and they tend to look better over time. At 22 liters, it was a great everyday bag, and like the previous one, this one also has a rectangular boxy shape. And I think the shape may be because it was also meant to be a briefcase because it has this side strap, but for me, it was just too large to be a briefcase, and I wasn't able to hide these dangly straps. I admit, I'm still not a huge fan of these boxy designs when they're bulky, but it works on here because at least this backpack is really slim and fit close to my back. For hardware, the Manhattan uses YKK zippers and these brass colored buckles. And quick comment on these. So many leather bags I've used uses this brass color or silver on the zipper tracks, and that has always bugged me. So I really like that this bag color matched the zippers. It really just ties together the look. For straps, I love how spaced out they are, which made them really comfortable. The straps have padding but are pretty flat, which you can get away with because the bag is smaller and never really got too heavy. And the straps secure by magnets here at the bottom, similar to Peak Design's bags. And that's probably the only modern feature this bag has. The back panel has a pocket that extended about 6 inches, and that's probably best for a passport and travel docs. And there's no bottle pocket on the sides. Bummer. And finally, there's a pocket on the outside that goes to here that has 2 small sleeves, 2 pen holders, and slots for cards. And I mostly use this as like a quick access pocket. Moving on to organization, the inside is a light colored canvas that contrasts with the brown really nicely. There's 2 zip pockets and not much else, but this panel is padded. And in the main pocket, there's access to most of that 22 liters of space, with a padded laptop sleeve and an iPad sleeve. And overall, I think this bag does padding really well with the layer on the bottom and on these 2 panels. The padding protected my stuff inside like any other bag I've reviewed, but another benefit I've noticed specifically for leather bags is that the padding gives the bag more structure and keeps the leather kind of pulled tight and looking smooth. Without this structure and padding, imagine the leather looking a little bit more wrinkled. And one thing I wish Andar improved was to add a bottle pocket. I get not having an external one to keep the lines of the bag clean, but it would have been nice to have an internal pocket one like on a lot of Bellroy's bags. And for anyone who doesn't use it for water, it just gives another long pocket that you could put cables or chargers. But overall, it's a really nice looking bag that fits in with almost anything I wore because it's slightly more casual than the briefcase. I think brown leather like this is an eye catcher because it's not seen too often. Oh, and Andar also makes other leather goods, so I've been switching between this Aspen case for my iPhone 15 Pro and the Capsule AirPods case, both in stone gray, and I absolutely love them. Having them color matched is the cherry on top, but I said I switch on and off because there are trade-offs with leather cases compared to a normal case. They are a bit slippery to hold in the beginning, and of course, they won't be as water resistant like rubber or plastic cases, but anyone interested in leather goods knows this. Okay, so final thoughts, and who are these bags for? Well, the Commuter Bag and Manhattan Backpack don't have any fancy features. They're heavy, they don't have much water protection or much organization, but they're still special. These are for someone who has enough daily bags and are now looking to round out their bag collection with a statement piece, something to pull out occasionally when the situation calls for it. I can see these used around the office, client meetings, a job interview, or anywhere you just want to elevate your casual carry just to match with more formal clothing. Anyways, comment below if you want a response, let's talk, and subscribe for more gear reviews. Thanks.